So good morning. We are here in the kitchen and we're cooking hamburger because I yesterday really wanted to have tacos, but the funny thing is my son lives very close. In fact, he lives down the stairs and to the corner. So by very close, I mean very close. Anyways, usually on Tuesdays we have family dinner like every other week. So it's not like all the time, but we try to get together and hang out as a family eating instead of just dropping off Charlie and so forth. And so yesterday Charlie's mama was like, let's have steak and potatoes and that kind of thing, corn, you know. And so I was down for it, but I don't know how to use the barbecue thing, whatever it's called. The grill. That's what it's called, the grill. I don't know how to use it. I'm very scared of propane, honestly. And so to me, using propane grill is not what I'm into. I need a man. I'm not afraid to say that. So anyways, Donnie usually grills for us. And for the last 2 months, he's had band practice on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then the other nights we're not available because we're at jam. So basically, Tuesday night is our family night, and it just doesn't happen very often, especially the grilling part. So we try to get together anyways, which we did last night, but I had told the kids, if you want to grill, because they can use the grill, then you guys will have to grill it. And my son was like, I don't know how to do it. And so we were just like, well, we decided not to have that. So while they're deciding all of that, right, I went to the store and I got stuff for tacos because I figured, well, we'll just not have family dinner and then we'll have tacos. Last night, I would make me and Donnie tacos. And so by the time I got back from well, actually, on the way to the grocery store, I stopped by and looked in on them, and they were all asleep, which is great because, you know, they're a hardworking, go type family, and so I was like, I'm not going to interrupt them. So that's why I decided to just go get my own food for dinner. So I went and got that to make some tacos, and then on the way back, I thought I'll stop by and just make sure everything's okay. And they were up and they were making chicken wings. And so Javi ended up cooking dinner last night, which ended up being chicken wings, corn on the cob, and he roasted potatoes, which was really, really good. So I was really appreciative of that. But now I already have this taco stuff to make. And now I'm like, okay, might as well just make tacos. So I cut up my little scallions, which I like to use scallions because to me they're like a little bit more of a hearty meal, I guess. I like the flavor of scallions much more than just the onion because I like onions, so probably that's more so it. So you guys know that I don't really buy a lot on Amazon. Not because I'm anti-Amazon, just because I don't have a lot of money to spend all the time. But one of the best things I've just purchased is this meat cutter upper thing. See, there's a little bit of meat on there. And you just use it and you smash down your ground beef or I guess whatever. And it really breaks it down in such an easier way. And you're not having to manhandle it. Like my typical go-to is like a spatula. But this makes it so much easier and faster. I always like to put fresh garlic also in my ground beef for tacos. So I have this little canister, which I thought was so cute. And when Donnie moved in, he was like, I don't know what you use this for. He's like, I've never used it for anything. And come to find out, I'm pretty sure it's mostly used for salt. But I use it for my little pieces of garlic. So I don't know if that's bad or good, but that's what I do. So I'm going to turn down the beef a little bit because it's cooking pretty fast. I use cast iron too. I'm just so used to it. And the reason that is kind of silly. Well, first my mom has cast iron and she also had a couple of different other styles. Honestly, I want to say, I don't even know how many styles or whatever pans she's had over the years. I mean, like she had visionware, which was kind of cool because you could see through it. It's like glass and you could see the food cooking. And then there was like the stainless steel kind of things. I do believe at one point she had Teflon, but she always had a collection of cast iron, mostly because we camped a lot, and so that's your kind of your go-to thing for, you know, fires. So when, I don't remember, I think I had a collection when I first moved out of probably of Teflon, and you know, it's like you buy the whole set, right? So you get everything with it. What I realized though is that I really don't use it. It was just me, so it's like, why do I need the big noodle pot? Why did I need, you know, like the bigger saucepan? Like, I don't know. Anyways, maybe my minimalism was already kicked in by then. So after a while, after using that set, I hung on to it. So I did have it for quite a long time when the kids were little. But then eventually I moved on to just having a cast iron pan. And I realized I use like the smaller frying pan more often. So I just use those two mostly. But what I have noticed is with family dinner, you know, you have to cook more food than just me and Donnie or Ben. So I went ahead and I'm glad I kept some of those things, because it's easier to cook a larger meal with that. Although we do a lot of grilling or fry bread. Fry bread's probably the biggest thing that we end up doing if I'm cooking like a big meal. Fry bread is just super easy because you're just cooking up the ground beef. Typically my son likes to just get like Rosarita refried beans. I'm not a beans person necessarily, but sometimes I'll have beans on my fry bread and sometimes I won't. I'd rather go buy beans from like a Mexican meat market. I just think that it's better, but you know, whatever. And sometimes it has to deal with like, how much do we have? How much can we afford to buy groceries with, right? That's always the bottom line. So basically, fry bread is a big one. And then a lot of times, like, you know, if my daughter visits or whatever, we'll usually have a pizza night and get pizzas and wings and, you know, stuff like that. Because pizza goes a long ways and feeds kids and it's less mess. So, you know, overall, we're just a basic regular family when it comes to eating, when it comes to the family eating. Although Donnie and I still are like cautious with what we eat, because we're not going to eat like a whole bunch of gross stuff. But if we are going to cheat, those will be the nights we cheat, because it'll be like Burger King or something. But I don't think we've had Burger King in a month or two, honestly. So one of the things I struggle with the most when it comes to cooking is the seasonings, because sometimes I way over salt something when I'm thinking like that I'm not, you know. I try to always do pepper. I know there's garlic salt, but Donnie doesn't like garlic salt, especially this kind. I don't know what it is. He's like, it tastes weird to him, and so I try not to use that on stuff that I'm making for all of us. Or sometimes if I do, it's just a tiny bit amount. But I end up using like garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, a lot of red pepper flakes in our stuff, because red pepper flakes are naturally the thing that kills like bacteria and infections inside your gut. Farmers, I think they're called farmers, ranchers, chicken people, they use it because it's a natural thing to help keep their chickens healthy. And so it's just a really cool thing. Red pepper flakes, but not necessarily in taco seasoning. So quite honestly, I don't know from this point in taco seasoning packs, because I know you can buy those, but I just don't want to buy them. It's like, if I have all the seasonings at home, why do I need to buy them? So there's a big debate when you go on Google to see whether or not it's chili or chipotle seasonings, or maybe the both of them, or paprika. Like those three always trip me up. I never know which one to use. I do know if you use Lowry's seasoning salt, for whatever reason, that salt, or whatever you use that on, always to me tastes super salty. So for now, that's what I'm gonna do. So here's how it works with dialysis. So I took Smokey out to go potty, I brought him back in, fed him. Now I worked up all my hamburger meat and I put it in there. It's cooked actually all the way now, which is great. So now from that point, I'm gonna stop, turn it off. It'll be fine sitting in the cast iron pan with the lid on. And then I'm gonna go do my exchange. And when I come back out, it will still be warm enough. I just have to heat up tortillas and put whatever toppings I want on it, which today I think is gonna be my guacamole. Remember, I got those guacamole cups from Costco. So I need to eat one of those. I'll probably have some sour cream and salsa and maybe a little bit of cheese. I don't know. We don't really do the lettuce unless we're feeding Marshall. To me, it's just kind of a waste of money, even when the lettuce is like $1.25 for iceberg lettuce, which is the only lettuce my son will eat, my older son. And so to me, it's like you're basically just eating water, so with no nutritional value. So I just choose not to get it at all. So we don't have like traditional tacos, I guess. But in a lot of ways, I don't think those are traditional tacos, are they? I mean, isn't that more like the Western Taco Bell lettuce thing that's the filler? Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.